Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everyone. My name is Mufty Putratama Sumarto from Electrical Engineering on the University of Indonesia. And today's opportunity, I will trying to explain to you guys about NGN on our new generation network policy challenge. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, first one, I want to try to explain the flow of this material that I already create. The first one, we will discuss a little bit about the engine regulation, the backgrounds, and the government who make the regulation. And the second one, we want to identify what's the problem that could appear or try to disturb the regulation. And three, today I'm gonna try to uh, solve the problem that before the problem that is already identified. So let's go jump to it to the first chapter, that is NGN regulation. But I mentioned before, I will try to explain 3 points, 3 key points about NGN background and relation between NGN and government regulation, and then the aspect of NGN to be regulated, in which aspect. So NGN is, I think, is a new system that must be that is required new policies to be implemented. And then with the service provided by NGN, I think different approach to policy making is required. And then makes the government also needs to maximize the service of NGN to as many as possible. The government needs to maximize the amount of the population that can access new technologies and NGN, so they can also experience it. So some policies can be made to also help with this, like USO. And then if you're wondering what the aspect that is need to be considered in this NGN regulation, in today material, I will mention a couple of aspect is economy, FTTH coverage system, the QS of certain telecommunication product, interconnectivity, and numbering system. I think this aspect contain different explanation and technology. Yeah, this aspect that I already mentioned have some issues that is growing time, and the government must be have the problems on the problem that is appears. So we're gonna jump to the problems that is appears on three aspects in three of many aspects in regulated NG. And the first one is economy. The explanation are a price war that force companies to keep lowering the price in order to keep up with the average retail price. I think in the internet sector, a price war can be reduced the quality of the service. And then find that requires high standard of safety. I think this can be catastrophic for the safety of the customer. The second one is access. The availability and access of FTTH, 4G or 5G, I think is still limited into area that is more developed and area with higher population density, and people or society in the rural place is not coverage by the point of access. The last one is interconnection NGN, especially a more technical one. Solved, but I think is one of the thing that must be regulated. Okay, now I'm trying to explain you guys about the solution for the problem that I've mentioned before. The first one is we must have an economic regulation that is have 4 points. You have facility-based competition. Competition act as the main tool to develop better access and innovation. Have must have network unbundling policies, and then incentive to certain providers that develop internet service. We must the second one is FTTH access. We must provide a balanced access of FTTH towards every region of the country, not 60% in metropolitan and the rest in rural area. And then the third one is universal service obligation, and is USO to minimize it. The USO provides minimum telecommunication set of service to all users in certain countries, with cost-efficient approach being applied. The user in Indonesia, for example, is the Bakti NGO that provides internet service in rural areas. So this thing must be developed and to imply to solve the problems. The next is fiberization. Have 2 points. The first one is could be as an investment incentive. It will provide easier access for municipal authorization and so on. So I think in this opportunity, I cannot explain to many problems, just three main topics of the problems, and the solution is to solve those problems. But there are, I think, many problems outside there that related to NGN regulation that maybe government and company that work on a telecommunication should solve for better quality and better approach to all of the people, not in just metropolitan, but in rural area. So we go together, enjoy the advance of the telecommunication technology everywhere anytime. So I think this is it. That is the end of my presentation. I'll say thank you for paying attention. I'm sorry if my explanation is unclear or I make some mistakes on explaining. Okay, see you on the next opportunity. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.